Christ's letters. We are still in letter 1. This was the intention behind creation. You were intended to express universal creative consciousness through your mind and heart. I, the Christ, have come at this time to show you how to do this. First of all, consider my state of consciousness when I performed my so-called miracles. I did not pray a set prayer. I simply asked the Creative Father, radiating through my own consciousness, for whatever was needed. I strongly realized and visualized the Father Creative Consciousness was a dynamic operating force which manifested itself through the visible world as creativity, intelligent design, growth, nutrition and nourishment, protection, healing, regeneration, fulfillment of every need, all within a system of law and order. I realized that the Creative Father consciousness would radiate all its nature through my consciousness to enter the consciousness of those who had asked for healing and sincerely believed they would receive it. I also knew that if they did not have faith and expectancy of healing, this type of negative consciousness would not be influenced by the inflow of the nature of Father consciousness, and no healing would take place. I also realized that the healing work done by the Creative Father consciousness was really love made visible on earth. I also realized that all the work done by the Creative Father consciousness within the visible world was love made manifest and gave thanks. I realized that our universal consciousness had come all the substance of the universe and gave thanks. I realized that Father Creative Consciousness was the worker and that it was eternal and infinite and nothing except the human mind could stop it from doing its work. Therefore, I read my mind of any human feelings and thoughts, and I knew that I was a perfect channel of Father Love and knew that the perfect will of Father Love would be accomplished in the person who needed healing. But note this, I also knew that whatever in that person's consciousness had brought about his crippled or maimed or diseased condition had been erased in his body for the time being. The question was, would his normal consciousness bring about a return of the condition divinely erased from his body? Therefore, I said to the person who had received healing, "Go your way and sin no more." I want you to know and believe with all your hearts that my state of consciousness when on earth, described to you in the above paragraphs, is the state of consciousness to which you should also aspire with all your mind and heart. My experiences of enlightenment in the desert enabled me to achieve the Christ consciousness to a large extent whilst on earth. But you can follow in my steps if you have the will to do so, and I will surely be at your hand to help you on your journey. You may feel my presence if you are sufficiently sensitive to do so. But if for some time you feel nothing, do not be cast down, because as you do the work of changing your consciousness, you can be absolutely certain you will be tuning into my Christ consciousness, and I will be aware of all that is happening to you. Know that your purpose on earth is to ascend in spiritual consciousness until you transcend all the humanhood which presently holds you back, until eventually you too can control the elements and become a master. Sorry, that's my dog. Realize too that when world consciousness is fully attuned to Father Creative Consciousness, all things inimical to the perfect well-being of man will disappear. There will be no more malaria-bearing mosquitoes, locusts to strip your crops, severe climatic conditions, infections, viruses, and everything else which presently cause problems for living things. You will live within a cloak of universal protection. When your own consciousness is perfectly attuned to and in harmony with Father Love, then you too will be divinely protected and will become channels of creative design, growth, nutrition and nourishment, protection, healing, regeneration, fulfillment of need, law, and order. Father Love will be operational within your mind, heart, body, and your affairs. It will be operational in all those to whom you direct its power. So that this is the end of letter 1 of Christ's letters. See you in letter 2.